It all started on a bright Monday morning in the quiet town of Allende. People were busy with their daily work. Children were running to school, mamas were frying a cara by the road, and kiki drivers were honking like their horn could fix their problems. Then, something strange happened. A new girl appeared at the town junction. She was light-skinned and very beautiful. She had big hips, a soft glowing face, and she wore a short red dress with high heels. In her arm, she carried a big red book. As she walked by, everyone turned to look at her. She smiled and waved at strangers like she knew them already. "Good morning, Mama Jumi," she said sweetly. But Mama Jumi was shocked. "How does she know my name?" she whispered. The girl also greeted the fruit seller, the grumpy tailor, and even the woman who always hissed at noisy children. Some people said she was nice. Others said she was strange. But one thing was clear. This girl, whose name was Lami, knew too much. That evening, gossip flew around like mosquitoes. Who is she? Where did she come from? How does she know everybody's name? But Lami just smiled and wrote something in her big red book. The next day, Lami came to the kiosk again. This time she wore a green jumpsuit with a red scarf on her head. Her hips moved as she walked, and the red book was still with her. Children stared. Men forgot what they were doing. Even old Papa Cola gave the wrong change. Sitting under the mango tree was the town's queen of gossip, Auntie Funky. She wore dark sunglasses and leggings, even though it wasn't sunny. She watched Lami carefully and whispered, "Let me see who wants to take my crown in this town." Lami walked up to her and smiled. "Good morning, Auntie Funky. I love your slippers." Funky was shocked. Nobody had ever praised her slippers before. From that day, the two became close friends. They sat under the tree every afternoon, eating puff-puff and talking. But soon, Funky began to feel something strange. Lami knew too much. She even knew that Funky had a dream about losing her wig 2 nights ago. Later that week, there was loud shouting in the market. Mama Bola's red bra was missing from her drying line. "God will punish the thief," she shouted. "It's from Lagos." People gathered to laugh and talk. Then Lami, sitting quietly and eating ground nuts, said, "It's not stolen. The neighbor's dog pulled it into the gutter. Check behind the carpenter's shop." Everyone gasped. They checked, and it was there. People clapped and cheered. This girl is not just pretty, she's useful. But Funky did not clap. She narrowed her eyes. That was not a guess, she thought. Lami is hiding something. One day, while they were sitting at the driver's park, Lami suddenly said, "Did you hear? Mr. Dapo's wife cried all night. She caught him flirting with the dry cleaner woman." Funky dropped her puff-puff. "How do you know that?" she asked. Lami just giggled. "I hear things." That secret was not public. Funky only heard it by accident near the man's house. She didn't tell anyone. That night, Funky made a decision. "I will follow this girl. I will find out the truth." The next morning, Funky dressed like a real investigator. She borrowed her cousin's small bike and waited behind the old building where Lami always disappeared. At 8:15 a.m., Lami came out in orange top and jeans. She didn't walk on the road. She used a bush path near the church. Funky followed quietly, hiding behind trees. Lami kept walking until she reached an abandoned school building. Then something shocking happened. She walked through the wall. Funky froze. "Is this a dream?" she whispered. She ran back home, her scarf almost falling off, her heart beating fast. That night, she locked her windows and placed a Bible under her pillow. But just as she was about to sleep, knock, knock, it was Lami. At 9:30 p.m., she smiled. "I brought you fried fish. You like it spicy, right?" Funky was scared but hungry. She opened the door slowly. Lami sat down and started talking about people's secrets. The pastor's house girl who sold his palm oil, the teacher who farted and blamed the pipes, the town chairman who cried over a plumber. Funky smiled on the outside, but inside she was worried. Was it the book? Could Lami read minds? That night she called her uncle, a local herbalist named Baba Ife. The next day, Funke went to see Baba Ife. She wore dark glasses and a head tie to hide her face. She told him everything. Baba Ife rubbed his beard. That girl is a spirit, a gossip spirit. She feeds on secrets. What should I do? Funke asked. Watch her. Her weakness is in what she loves most, maybe the book. Sprinkle this white powder when she speaks. If she chokes, she's not human. By the weekend, Lami had become a celebrity. People came from other towns to hear her talk. She sat with her red book, revealing secrets, who cheated, who lied, who pretended. Funke waited with the powder in her bag. Then Lami looked straight at her. Funke, come closer. Why not sprinkle your powder now? She said with a smile. Funke gasped. Lami knew. Then Lami stood in the market and told her story. I was once human, a woman who loved gossip. But I gossiped about the wrong man, a mad prophet. He cursed me. Now I hear secrets and speak them. I cannot stop. People stood in shock. Some clapped, others cried. After that, the town changed. Lami still sat under the tree with her red book, but now people avoided her. Secrets had destroyed friendships, marriages, even churches. Funke had enough. This girl is breaking us, she said. She gathered 5 brave women, including the pastor's wife. They planned to trap Lami. They invited her to a fake thank you party. They cooked jollof rice, decorated the place, and hid Baba Ife's powder. When Lami sat down, Funke poured the powder in a circle. They chanted her name backward. Lami, Imal, Imal. Suddenly, the ground shook. Balloons burst. Lami stood, and her voice became deep. So you think you can stop me? Then the powder flew back onto the women, and they began to confess secrets without control. I kissed my neighbor. I stole meat. I blamed my sister for my mistake. Everyone was shocked. Lami picked up her book. Your secrets were heavy. I only carried them. Then she walked out, hips swinging. The next day, Allende was silent. No one wanted to talk. People hid their faces, but Lami looked peaceful. She whispered to her book. Now they know how it feels. Funke stayed indoors for days. No gossip, no smiles. Then one day she walked to the kiosk and sat beside Lami. You're not just a gossip spirit, she said. You're a mirror. Lami smiled. People hate mirrors when they don't like the truth. Funke nodded. Teach me. Maybe I can learn to share stories with kindness. Lami handed her the red book. Weeks passed. The town slowly became better. People started telling the truth. They were more kind, more honest. Lami still sat at her kiosk, but now she listened more than she spoke. One little girl asked her, Auntie Lami, why don't you talk anymore? Lami smiled and said, because now the town has learned to talk to itself. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite part. Have you ever met someone who knew too much? Would you trust them? Stay tuned for more magical African stories from Magical African Tales, where every truth has a lesson.